Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number, what is this number? This is episode number 146. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. See, I still got it in there. Anyway, that's what she said. Tonight's opening question is, what was the best, you know what, we'll expand it. What is your best favorite toy you ever got in a Happy Meal or in a meal like that? So like if you went to, I don't know, Denny's or something and got a toy.
Denny's?
They used to offer things. This is way back when. Since you were the first one to chime in, Lainey, you can go first.
Well, lucky for you, I already have an answer prepared.
Excellent.
Are you ready?
Why not?
So as you all know, there is a thing called the Disney Vault. It doesn't exist as much anymore now with the invention of Disney Plus. But every 7 years or so, they would re-release a movie. And usually because Disney and McDonald's used to be so partnered up in the corporate sense all the time, they would usually do toys. So when they re-released Peter Pan, probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, they did a line of Peter Pan toys. And I got a Peter Pan pocket knife. It obviously wasn't an actual pocket knife because it was from McDonald's and it was plastic. But it looked like wood. I mean, as much as it could look like wood, it was from McDonald's again. And it had Peter's face on one side, and then like it had a ruler that came out of one side, and it had on the other side this little thing came out, and it looked like the crocodile, and it was supposed to, I guess it was tweezers. I don't really know exactly what it was supposed to be for, but it was pretty great. And I coveted that toy, and I could not wait to get it, and I was very excited. Ray, what are you doing? This?
Then Sean.
Is it this?
Ridiculous. It's Sean's fault. Just keep going. It's fine. You're good.
All right, lady, stop.
Sean is brokering the show.
And this is why we should be doing a live video show again. Ray, what was the best toy you ever got from a meal?
Sean's killing me. All right, I'm going to go with the McDonald's hockey cards that were the holograms because they were awesome. So, yeah, every once in a while they'd have these NHL packs that came out. And in the NHL packs, you had the NHL cards and they had a hologram one. And I actually have one still of Wayne Gretzky. And it's got like the hologram part and everything. I'm like, yeah, that's got to be my favorite one.
Okay, so for the other Americans that are on the show, do y'all ever remember them doing cards? Because I don't remember them doing cards here.
Not hockey, but I do remember NFL cards.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
There you go.
And they also did some baseball ones with like a series for Nolan Ryan from when his rookie year to 8 or 9 years into his career.
Mm-hmm.
I have all of those.
Oh, okay. Of course you did.
See, for me, if that was the toy I got, I would have just thrown it in the trash. That's not my style.
Yeah, for real, what was the girl toy during that time? My God.
That's an interesting question. We're gonna get to some of that here in a second. Actually, so Joseph, since you piped in real quick, what was the best thing you got?
I actually still have this. It is a Darkwing Duck. So it's him without the costume, and then it has a little shell, and you can put the Darkwing Duck costume on him. And it is in the closet in the game room right now.
So is he dressed like Drake Mallard?
Yes, he's dressed like him, and then it's like a little clamshell. Put it over it, and then he's Darkwing Duck.
Nice.
That's cool.
Still one of my favorite shows. The new voice that you heard joining us was Laura. Laura, what was the best toy that you got?
So I always used to like when McDonald's did the little Furbies. So just like the hard plastic Furby, and sometimes they would have like synthetic hair. And most of them would have like a little switch on the bottom that you could like switch back and forth, and their eyes would like move in their head.
I was going to ask, so obviously they weren't like fully electronic because, I mean, you know, McDonald's toys are really cheap. So I was trying to figure out, did they do anything or?
No, it was just like like one of the hard plastic, like McDonald's toys. Like, I'm sure you can picture one of those, and then their eyes move.
Nice.
So a thing of nightmares. Really.
Well, Furbies were the essence of nightmares, though.
Listen, the gag with those was that every single one of them basically did the same thing. So all McDonald's had to pay for was just different colors of castings.
Yes, basically.
Genius.
So, Chris, what was the best thing you ever got?
I had to look this up because I actually couldn't remember any McDonald's toys. I knew I'd had them at some point in my life, but I couldn't remember. So the first one that popped in my head that I saw the picture was the Muppet Babies, little Reese car ones. And then
one was like a carrot, the other one was like a
no, that's Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock, yeah. Sorry.
And that I was
sorry, I ruined it.
He's in a mood. And then the Fraggle Rock one.
Those are the ones I remember.
Yeah. Those are the only ones. And then the Barbies with the plasticky like dress things that had a little slit in the back, except if you pulled them off too hard, they'd rip and stuff. But those were the only ones I remember. Not that they were my favorite.
Remember when they made some of the Barbies with the real hair? They did it for like that long.
Kind of. Sort of.
You might have been like
I'm
past that
like,
stage at that point.
So maybe not.
Nice. Sean, what was the best toy you ever got?
Okay,
From
since I
McDonald's.
didn't get the question until like 10 minutes before the show, I didn't have enough time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So did everybody. What's your toy?
It's a toss-up between, I got a kick-ass Molson Canadian t-shirt from a case of Molson Canadian beer.
Oh, yeah, that.
It was so comfortable. Oh, my God. And it fit. And then the other one that I remember, it's not from meals, but from the Hostess bags of chips. And I still have these. They're Star Trek cards. They're like little, like information cards and all that on like the episodes and the characters and stuff like that. I still have a shoebox full of them. Like TNG and actually it was just Star Trek and TNG at that time. DS9 hadn't even started. But yeah. Those are the only things I can remember right now. Sorry.
Wow.
I remember Hostess used to put stuff in the chips all the time. They were awesome.
Do you remember those color change spoons you used to get in the cereal boxes? And they were like the Lion King ones.
No.
I had like we
Lane's
had like
going crazy.
She's muted.
There's an echo in their place.
Those were so good. Sorry.
I used to have, it was a color changing cup that it was like a ship away for cereal or something. And it was the 101 Dalmatians. And when you put the cold beverage in, the spots appeared.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very, very good.
That's pretty cool.
So there's a place down here called I think Bahama Bucks does it, or no, it's a different place. It's basically it's a snow cone group or whatever, and they've got a van that travels around or whatever. But when you buy from them, the plastic cup is the color change, so you still can't get those, and they give you spoons that also color change. And I know I've got some of the cups. I may still have some of the spoons here as well. So because that's just awesome. The best thing I ever had, and I know I've talked about this on the show before, and I'm sure y'all can probably guess it. It was the little McDonald's toys that transformed. They looked like a Big Mac box and it transformed. Yeah. Super simple transformations, but I just loved those things. And I've even thought like, should I go back and maybe, hello Key Cat, should I go back and maybe like see if I can find them on eBay? And they're not that expensive. So I was just like, I don't need to spend the money on this, but it would look kind of cool up on my, collector's wall here. So.
Or if you knew somebody who had a 3D printer,
that's what I was thinking.
No, because now we're talking about moving parts and stuff, and then we start to get really Let me put it to you this way: the amount of time, effort, and energy into making them is. No, the amount of money I can spend, definitely. It's like one of those. No, that's definitely a click. So, well, the opening question brings up. So we did this. We've done this show before. It was way back when. We did an episode where we were coming up with Happy Meal toys for movies that never got them, and in some cases probably never should. We were going to try to do that episode. It was an episode with me and Lainey and Cy, and Jay was supposed to join us because I had even said, hey, I want to do this thing that I've seen them do on some podcasts where we're going to assign each other the movie or whatever. So I didn't do that this time. I let everyone pick their own thing. So I asked everyone to come up with 2 movies, to come up with Happy Meal toys, 5 Happy Meal toys for the movie. Preferably hope you kept it somewhat kid friendly because it is supposed to be a Happy Meal. But if not, we'll see. I mean, some of these movies, it may just be, there's no way you can turn that into a kid-friendly thing. So, with that being said, Who would like to go first? Lainey.
I'll go first.
All right, Lainey, what is your first Happy Meal toy set?
So, to be clear, are we doing one set or two?
You're gonna do there's two. You're gonna do two sets, but you can do one, and then we'll go around and come back around.
Got it. I just want to make sure I have because I came up with three.
Oh, that's fine.
Case.
If we need to do a third round, Ray, we can definitely do that.
No, I only stated two.
Wow. Okay. Because usually you're the overachiever, and you're like, well, I've got a few more.
No, he was rhyming off movies. It's not like he was restricting himself.
I knew it was a big show.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray and I are similar in that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So in true Lainey form, I wanted to do Happy Meal toys for Hocus Pocus.
Of course you did.
Because I think it's stupid that there aren't any.
Yeah, I could have seen that would have definitely.
opportunity.
I wonder if there was maybe an animated movie that was out at that time and that took precedence in the toys, or
Probably. It was 93, so who knows. So, first things first. We're going to start off with Winifred Sanderson. She's going to be a classic, like in the style of like the Barbie figurines. She's just going to be Winnie Sanderson, except she's going to have the actual fabric cape because those were always the coolest of those figures. And if you were a little girl, you were like, oh my God, this is amazing. And she's just going to be in her full Winifred Sanderson pose with her little teeth out. So that's one.
By the way, I listened to a toy collecting podcast, and that's referred to in the industry as soft goods. So yeah.
So the cape would be soft goods?
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole beanie boot. Got it. So she would come with a soft good accessory.
There you go.
Vaguely dirty. So next, we're going to have Sarah Sanderson, and she's going to have a mechanism. I think they can do it with like a suction cup and like a spring, but she's going to bounce up and down like she's saying amuck, 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 because duh.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to have Mary Sanderson. She's going to be on her vacuum cleaner, and you're going to pull her back and let her go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So, and we're going to have Billy, who's my personal favorite. I love Billy. Billy the zombie. You're going to press a button on the back of his back, and his head's going to pop off.
Nice. Okay.
Accurate and true to the
Yes.
movie. And then, so there's going to be, I came up with one, but then I was like, if I do this one, I have to do this other one. So I want to do a Binks figurine. And I had a Salem the cat figurine from a Sabrina the Teenage Witch doll, because of course I did.
Mm-hmm.
And when you would put your finger over the top of his head, something with like the plastic that they used for his eyes, it would make it look like his eyes were flashing. I want to do the same thing with Binks.
Nice.
And then we're going to do the black flame candle, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have the same effect. You can like move your finger around on the plastic and it'll look like the flame is flickering.
Nice.
So Halloween 2021, hit me up, McDonald's and Disney. I got you covered.
I'm glad you stuck with toys that mimic things that happen in the movie, because I always hated it when it was like, oh hey, look, it's a toy from, I don't know, Back to the Future, and it's Marty when he was riding a bicycle. And was like, he never rode a bike. Like, why would he not be on a skateboard or something? Like, that didn't make sense. I hated that as a kid.
It drives me crazy too. There was a set of Hercules toys that they put out when I was a kid, and I loved Hercules. I still love it. And I remember the toy, like they were really cool, but a lot of them didn't really make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fit into other stuff, and some of the stuff, I don't know, it was weird. And I was like, cool. I guess I would have been dope. Like I would have been down for just a figurine. Like that would have been cool. But alas, so that's my first set.
Good deal. Tell you what, we're going to keep going around in the way y'all are situated on my screen so I can keep everything straight. Laura, what is your first movie that you're doing a set for?
Okay, perfect. Let me get my notes pulled up. RQ.
See, she's not ready.
She's got notes?
It's already open. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought of that.
Okay, she's not allowed to show more.
I'm doing this all off the top of my head.
Sure you
So
are.
I did miss the mark a little bit on my second round, so we'll just ignore that. But the first one I did want to keep it family friendly.
Okay, go ahead.
And the movie that I chose was Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay.
So we're gonna start from my least favorite character, I guess, or not even that, but just like least favorite to favorite that I created. So we've got Turnip Head, or the little scarecrow, and he just has like a little spring at the bottom, so he can be a little pogo stick. You can mess around with him. We have Sophie, who is just a classic figurine, but she does have a removable head and comes with a second head attachment where it's cursed old lady Sophie, so you can morph between the two. And she also does come with what did you say it's called? The soft goods. She comes with a hat.
Nice. You don't have to use the proper term. I'm just geeking out throwing that out because I didn't know that until I started listening to the show. They're like, oh, it comes with a soft good cape, and I'm just like, what are they talking about? Go on, I'm sorry.
A soft good hat, one that we can imagine she crafted herself. Then we're moving on to Markle, the little boy, and so he is just a collectible plushie, but he also has a soft good cape that comes along with him. And when you put the cape on and pull it over his head, there is a little beard attachment as well, so he can also transform into his older magician self. Then we're moving to Calcifer, the flame boy. And so he's just going to be a hard plastic toy. He does have a button on the back, and he has a battery power voice box in there. So he does say, I like your spark. He does say, I am a scary and powerful fire demon. And he does say, may all your bacon burn. So really, really important stuff there. And then finally, we come to Howl, who is just going to be a sky dancer. So like, you know, one of those fairies that you let it rip and then it flies up.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's one of those, but you just can imagine how cool his garment would be with the little like diamonds on his sleeves.
Nice. I love the fact that we're only 2 people in deep, and everyone, well, so far, everyone knows those classic toy things that a Happy Meals toy did. They always had the one that had the spring that like bounced up and down, or they had the one that would spin, or maybe it was the thing that pulled back and went like a car. You know, yeah. So, yeah, I have a bad feeling that when we get to Joseph, his are going to be way too advanced for an actual Happy Meals toy, but we'll see. Chris, what is your first movie you did a toy for?
Okay, so first of all, I read the description of what we were doing wrong.
All right, Cyrus, what did you come up with?
No.
It's not just me, it's both of us. We both
gotta
did this.
figure it out. We gotta figure it out.
We haven't figured it out now, but we went with some non-appropriate things.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, so it's not that it's not appropriate, it's just that it's anyways. So mine is The Never-Ending Story.
Which starts out not bad.
So we have Falcor, which Falcor would be the pullback and you let it go because it's Falcor and he thought he's a luck dragon. Then you would have just a plastic, the Rock Dad and his baby.
Okay, yeah.
The book, and it could like open up and sing the song.
Oh, I like that.
And then this is where it gets stupid. So you have the nothing. It's literally nothing.
Please tell me it's just like a big black square or something.
It's just a bag of nothing. It's a nothing. You know what comes in the...
It's so good.
And then
you're going to piss off every parent everywhere.
So good.
And you're going to piss off the employees because all of the Karens are going to come back and be like, how come you not give
That
my
employee's going to pull that bag and feel it and go,
Got another one?
Want another nothing? I got lots
I'm
of
100% behind you. I'm just letting you know.
super rare and collectible, and like, but everybody like those.
They'll be numbered.
Yeah, they'll be numbered, like issued.
There's only a certain number of nothings.
Okay, and then the last one I had, because this is the worst scene in the whole thing. Poor Atreyu trying to pull Artax out of the bog, and you've got like a little levered hand, and he's trying to pull him out of the bog, and Artax isn't moving. That's where it's inappropriate.
I'm leaving and I'm never coming back.
You guys are horrible.
And I, on the other hand, was literally about to say, when was the last time I told you I loved you, Chris? Because I'm telling you again that. And by the way, I stick to my original comment. What did you come up with, Cy? Because that is totally a Cy thing he would have come up with. Ray, what is the first movie you came up with a toy series for?
Oh, good lord. His
Okay.
is worse than mine.
I'm gonna start with my
Mostly appropriate.
G-rated one.
Mostly G-rated.
All right.
That.
So we're gonna start with Twilight: The New Moon.
Oh.
We
All
watched
right.
last night. I made him.
But you open it up and you get a blast full of sprinkles in your face?
Well, that's part of
That's
it.
not bad.
That's part of it.
So your first toy would be Jacob as just like a little shrunken down Jacob, but then you can stretch him out and then attach muscles to him, right? Like they're little clip-on muscles. Okay.
Stretch
Okay.
Armstrong. He almost was that.
It's growth spurt. So, and then there's another one which is an unbalanced Bella because she's always falling over and like clumsy. So wherever you put the toy, it doesn't matter. It's always gonna fall over. It's just.
It's like the opposite of a wibble wobble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There'll be a rarer one, which is Jacob that you clip on and he becomes the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's just an overclip one. Of course, a sparkly Edward. It
Right,
just
yeah.
sparkles, right? So that's good. And then I thought it'd be fun, and it would look way better than the movies. So you'd have the wolves and the vampires, like the different styles, but all in like a running pose, and they'll pull back and the speeders, and it would look way better than the movies.
Yes.
So you could actually
Yeah. Do that.
have races with that. So
Oh, that'd be fun.
those are the 5.
Good job, sir.
That was your G-rated one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh,
Because the next one's like, well, the next movie I did was based off of it, and it's called
My next one's not as bad as it could have been.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say because if the next one's 50 Shades of Grey, then here we go. All right, Joseph. What was the first toy set you did?
So I did Parks and Rec, and I had to redo this a whole bunch of times because Elaine kept saying I was being way too complicated.
Understand the assignment.